What is up, everybody? This is Bryce from the Bryce Talks Metal YouTube channel.
Dude, what are you doing? That's my line.
My bad.
But I guess since you're here, we got my brother. This is Garrett. I'm Bryce.
What's up?
We're gonna be doing our top 10 favorite metal albums each. I did do this video a while back. I did my top 25, but it's been almost 2 years, so I want to update it. Got some different stuff, and his pick should be pretty interesting. I think based off of what I know he likes, we're gonna have like 2 crossovers probably. So I guess we'll just see. So kick us off with your number 10, man.
Maybe. All right, so for my number 10, I picked Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche. Overall, I just really think this is a cool album. I don't know. I like the concept of it being like a story. But my 3 favorite songs are The Mission, Breaking the Silence, and I Don't Believe in Love.
Cool. Yeah, great vocals there from Jeff. Amazing singer. Probably in the top 5 all time, but nice pick. That was originally in my top 10, then I dropped it off in the honorable mentions. But with my number 10, I am going to start off with Sons of Northern Darkness by Immortal. I know this is one he really loves. I've been trying to get him more into black metal. He's warming up to it. I know he likes One by One on here. It's one of my favorite songs to blast in the car when I'm riding around with him. So that's probably my favorite on here, and I'd go with the title track. And In My Kingdom Cold is a couple other favorites from here, but of course, really great thrashy black metal, super aggressive, pretty brutal. So here at number 10 for me.
All right, so I guess number 9 now.
Yep, number 9.
All right, so this next one is from one of my favorite bands, Dokken. I chose Back for the Attack. I just really like this album. I really like the work on it. But I think Kiss of Death, Mr. Scary, and Prisoner are my favorite 3.
Nice. Yeah, that's another great one. I really go back and forth between that one and Under Lock and Key is my favorite. It's close, but you can't go wrong with any of Dokken's 80s stuff, so nice pick. Next up for me, I'm going to go with Somewhere in Time by Iron Maiden at number 9. Came out in 1986, and this is their first album that used synthesizers, so maybe it divided the fans a little bit, but I think it gave it some really nice atmosphere, extra layering to the songs, super cool, just really cool songs. Couple favorites. The opener, Caught Somewhere in Time, is amazing. Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, and probably Deja Vu, I think, is a super awesome, underrated song in their catalog. Really, I'd rank it top 5 all time, so that one definitely needs more attention. But of course, Bruce, one of the best singers. Adrian and Dave, one of the best guitar duos for sure. So number 9, always been my favorite Maiden album, Somewhere in Time.
All right, number 8. I'm a huge Primal Fear fan, so I picked Nuclear Fire. I think it's a really great album, but my 3 favorite songs are Fight the Fire, Iron Fist and a Velvet Glove, and Fire on the Horizon.
Nice. Yeah, definitely one of the better German bands. Blends like power metal and speed metal really nicely. Ralph, really great singer for sure. All right, so my number 8, got this one on vinyl. Gonna go with the Wasp debut. Got a Wasp shirt on here. The man, Blackie Lawless. Just Blackie, such an amazing voice, super unique. I'd say it's probably the most unique voice, or one of the most unique voices of all time. Looking at these songs, I Want to Be Somebody's great, Love Machine, really top to bottom, but I think my favorite's probably The Torture Never Stops. But again, Hellion, Sleeping in the Fire, all this stuff's awesome. Chris Holmes, Piper, both freaking great guitar players. The tone on this is fantastic, so this one has moved up a bit for me into the top 10, so yeah. My number 8, Wasp, self-titled debut from 1984.
All right, on to number 7. My number 7 pick is Slave to the Grind by Skid Row. I think it's kind of a toss-up between their first 2 albums, but I think this one's a little bit better. It's a little bit heavier, I think. But my 3 favorite songs are Psycho Love, Living on Chain Gang, and Monkey Business.
Nice. Yeah, I do like the first album a little bit better. So
interesting.
But, yeah, it is. The second one is definitely heavier. Just I think the first one is a little bit more consistent. Both are great, though. Eddie Trunk somehow thinks that Subhuman Race is the best, which makes no sense. That's like, what the heck? But, okay, so my number 7, I'm going to go with Neverland by Annihilator. This one, if I'm going to guess, is probably going to be one of our crossovers. But Jeff Waters is the freaking man on guitar. Just his freaking shredding. His solos are so good. The tone, his speed and precision when he plays, the riffs. Love everything about his playing. A couple favorites I wrote down for this. The Fun Palace, Phantasmagoria, and probably Imperiled Eyes. I didn't even write them down, but off the top of my head there. So Imperiled Eyes, probably my favorite Annihilator song of all time. Super consistent, amazing album, best Canadian metal band, and it's my favorite by them, Neverland, number 7.
It's a nice pick.
Nice.
My number 6 is Hall of the Mountain King by Savatage.
Nice.
This album's really heavy and cool, I think. But I think 24 Hours Ago, Legions, and Hall of the Mountain King are my favorite songs from the album.
Nice. Yeah, Chris Oliva, definitely one of the best guitar players of all time. Just almost like Eddie Van Halen on steroids, and the vocals from John Oliva are fantastic as well. It's a shame that Chris was killed when he was like 30 in a car crash. So R.I.P. to him. My number 6, I am gonna go with Out of the Cellar by Rat. This was the first album that I ever purchased. I've said that multiple times here. It wasn't this exact copy. I got it on CD when I was like 10, so like 15 years ago, but I've loved it ever since. Great classic, glam metal. You can just call it traditional metal, honestly. Just classic metal, whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. Wanted Man to Open It Up is fantastic. Round and Round, love that guitar solo, trading off between Warren DeMartini and Robin Crosby. Just absolutely epic. And probably I'm Insane is my favorites, but super consistent album. Love Stephen Pearcy's voice as well, and just really great sound on here. So my number 6, Out of the Cellar.
All right, so number 5 will be one of our crossovers. Well, actually, he thought it was going to be a crossover, but I decided to go with a better album. I picked Carnival Diablos by Annihilator. And to all the people that say that Alice in Hell is the only good Annihilator album.
Well, usually it's the first 2. People are like, only the first 2 are good.
Yeah, well, they're clearly wrong because Carnival Diablos is superior, but it's really heavy. And my favorite 3 from the album are Hunter Killer, Denied, and The Rush.
Yeah, and y'all might think he's like joking around here, but like
I'm not.
We do really like a lot of the Annihilator albums into the 2000s, and that's one we've had on CD for a long time, like 5-6 years now, and I really like it too. I mean, I rank it like the 4th or 5th best Annihilator album. Not quite in my top 10 all time, but it is good. It is good. Joe Cumiu on vocals. He was the guy doing vocals on that. Did rhythm guitar for Overkill in like the mid 90s. He's in Liege Lord, which is like a classic U.S. power speed metal band, which is really good. But yeah, great album for sure. And we're at number 5, right?
Yeah, that was number 5.
Number 5. All right, so my number 5, I'm going to go with one that I think that I've been getting you warmed up to a little bit. We're going to talk about some Inquisition here. Invoking the Majestic Throne of Satan is my number 5 here. It's my favorite black metal album of all time. Came out in 2002. It's just a 2-man group, which is crazy to me because it sounds like there's 5 guys in the band. Super powerful. You got Dagon on vocals and guitar. Amazing tone. Very thrashy, muddy guitar tone. His voice, pretty unique. It's kind of like a frog croaking style almost, which he makes fun of.
I really love the froggy vocals.
Yeah, he makes fun of it a little bit, but it does really, fit the atmosphere of the band. Just makes it sound really dark and creepy. And the drumming from freaking Incubus is insane. This guy's one of the best drummers in all of metal. Super fast, super powerful. The guy's stamina is ridiculous. You listen to how fast he goes. I say, if you play like that for an hour and a half a night, it's just ridiculous. You got to be in good shape for that. But a couple of my favorite songs on here, I'd probably go with Embraced by the Unholy Powers of Death and Destruction to open it up, which is probably my favorite black metal song ever. Kill with Hate for Lucifer My Blood. A couple of my favorites, but top to bottom, fantastic, great black metal. Invoking the Majestic Throne of Satan, number 5.
All right, on to number 4. My next pick is Grim Reaper, Fear No Evil. A lot of people like their first album better, See in Hell, but I think he does too. But I think their second album's better. My top 3 from the album are Matter of Time, Lord of Darkness, and Let the Thunder Roar.
Yeah, really, all 3 of their albums from the 80s are good. Steve Grimmett is a great singer. I mean, he was in Onslaught a little bit. He's still going to this day. And Nick Bocott, really great guitar player in that band as well. So my number 4, I'm going to go Chasing the Dream by Skullfist. Love Skullfist. Really, if you're going to pick a more modern band that captures that classic 80s feel and sound, I think Skullfist does it the best. He might disagree because there's another band that we debate on a lot. He might have them up here in his top 4 if I was going to bet. But Skull Fist for me is my favorite. Love Zach's voice and the guitar playing from him and Johnny Nesta on here. Absolutely fantastic. I've kind of compared this to be like a blend. If you don't know him, it's like a blend of Dokken, Exciter, and some Iron Maiden, but maybe a little bit faster. Hour to Live, Bad for Good, title track, Mean Street Rider's amazing, Shred's Not Dead, You're Gonna Pay. All the songs are fantastic, so definitely recommend to go check this out if you want some more modern metal that has a great classic sound. Chasing the Dream, Skull Fist, number 4.
All right, well, you kind of predicted it because my next pick is Death by Fire by Enforcer. This album's really thrashy, really heavy. It's really fast. It's amazing. Definitely one of my favorite albums. Like, I guess it is my number 3. But my top 3 songs from the album are Death Rides This Night, Run for Your Life, and Mesmerized by Fire.
Yeah, Mesmerized by Fire. Yeah, all those songs are great that you said. That's a great album. Definitely one of my favorites from like the 2010s. I ranked it I think I had it like number 5 in the 2010s. So do enjoy that one a lot. Good pick.
We saw them in concert
Yeah, we did.
like a year or so ago. It was kind of sad because there weren't very many people there, but
it was a little bit. It was like just before COVID, like late 2019, I think. But yeah, we were talking. It's sad that bands like that have like smaller crowds in America. There was probably like 40 people there.
Oh yeah, it was weird.
It was kind of awkward, honestly, and sucks to see that they had such a small crowd. They deserve more. Maybe one day.
Olaf deserves better.
Yeah, Olaf, our man Olaf Wickstrand needs more people. Atlanta needs to step up. But so my number 3, another one that's I already know is gonna be a crossover. We didn't look at lists beforehand. We didn't compare, but Peace Sells. This is one of the greatest albums of all time. Megadeth is my favorite band. Dave Mustaine's a genius. I talked about this album a ton on the channel, so I mean, there's not much more to say. It was very, innovative, cutting edge, just top tier musicianship for the times. Even today, it sounds super fresh and amazing. A couple of favorites on here. Good Morning Black Friday for sure is my favorite, which I think is kind of a slightly underrated song. My Last Words, which has one of Dave Mustaine's best guitar solos of all time, and probably Devil's Island is my 3 favorites, but top to bottom, an absolute masterpiece. Peace Sells, number 3.
I'd bet that me and him have the same second pick. My number 2 would be Painkiller by Judas Priest. Really heavy, amazing stuff. My top 3 songs from the album are the title track, Metal Meltdown, and Nightcrawler.
Nice. Yeah. And sticking with number 2, Painkiller for me as well. Absolute masterpiece again here. It's easily my favorite Judas Priest album. Basically almost speed metal. They got Scott Travis over on drums. The first album with him, he came over from a band called Racer X, which was him and Paul Gilbert and some other guys. But he definitely helped them a bit. I think the drumming is freaking amazing on here. The title track, easily my favorite song. Looking at the rest of this stuff, probably Metal Meltdown, maybe All Guns Blazing, Nightcrawler. It's tough for me to pick a top 3, but definitely Painkiller, title track is my favorite. So yeah, my number 2 album all time, Painkiller. Let's see what's number 1, Chief.
All right, well, he has the order wrong because the number 1 pick, Pete Sells by Who's Buying, is the best Megadeth album for sure.
And the best album of all time?
It is the best album of all time.
Gotcha.
I love every song on the album. Besides I Ain't Superstitious, that one's kind of weak to me, but the other 7 are great.
It is a cover, so it's,
yeah. But my top 3 are Wake Up Dead, Good Morning Black Friday, and My Last Words.
Yeah, it is amazing for sure. I wouldn't argue it. I wouldn't argue against it, but I mean, I would argue against it with you for sure. I gotta go with Rust in Peace is my favorite album of all time. Dude, it's easily better.
It's not.
No, it's definitely better. I think Marty Friedman boosted them up a bit. I think he's the greatest guitar player of all time. Just his tone, his playing is so smooth, but so fast at the same time, which when you listen to Hangar 18, especially, it's just ridiculous. Nick Menza came along on this album. He's a freaking amazing drummer as well. And of course, Dave and Dave there as usual. Holy Wars, my number 1 song on here. Other than that, I would probably go with Hangar 18 and the title track as being my favorites. But of course, the Tornado of Souls guitar solo is the probably most legendary, most epic, amazing guitar solo in metal history. And top to bottom, this is just stone cold classic masterpiece. Number 1 metal album of all time for me. Rust in Peace. And you got any honorable mentions you wanted to list off?
No, but I think the solo in My Last Words is better than Tornado of Souls. So Dave's better than Marty, but it's
I don't
whatever.
know. I don't know. It's debatable. Debatable. So you don't want to listen to the honorable mentions?
Nah, all the other bands, all the other albums, that's only 10. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Bold move there. But for me, I got a couple honorable mentions as usual. Dusk and Her Embrace by Cradle of Filth was super close. He's obviously kidding. He likes more albums, but he didn't come prepared. Where's the honorable mentions, Chief?
I thought about putting Thornography on there.
Pornography, yeah, that's good too. Got some Thunder in the East by Loudness. Let's see. Last Command, Wasp, again, another great one. And Inside the Electric Circus, love all those. Peace of Mind, Iron Maiden. Under Lock and Key, briefly mentioned it earlier. A couple ads sitting handy there. I've also got, I'll list this one, Holy Diver. Countdown to Extinction by Inheritance by Artillery is really good. Cowboys from Hell, as he mentioned, Operation Mindcrime and Hall of the Mountain King would probably both be in my top 15. And LA Gunn's debut is really good. Great Rodeo Controversy, Heaven and Hell, Screaming for Vengeance, Seasons in the Abyss, Symbolic, The Eye. We could keep going, of course, obviously, just listing 10 metal albums all time out of like thousands. Yeah, so that wraps it up. Garrett, got any last words here for the people?
I'm honored to be on the channel.
Yeah, so yeah, thanks for coming on. I've been meaning to do this for a while. And as usual, everybody, y'all can give us your lists in the comments. Let us know what you thought. And until next time, thank you for watching.